It's the 4th of August. The number of the day is a massive one. It's 5.7 billion US dollars, Francis Hood, and I don't have the IQ to work out that in rands.
Well, I've got a calculator. 93 billion rand, almost 100 billion rand. So this is BP's profits, British Petroleum, between April and June.
4 months.
Just a quarter. It's more than double a profit from a year ago, double the profit from a year ago, because April, remember, to June, midst of the war, and BP, so this is a way we can talk about all the energy companies, they are making huge profits off war. Massive profits.
I have to think back to, obviously, I failed Econ 101, clearly, but I would have thought when the price of oil goes up, it would eat into their profits, or have I got that the wrong way around?
So let's look at South Africa, and it's different. In the US, the prices go up quickly. The oil companies can lift their price when the oil price goes up, right? So here it happens a bit later on, but there are ways and means that the retailers can make up for that because we try and keep it smooth. So the price of oil this month determines the price we pay at the pumps next month. But yes, if the oil price goes up, then our price is going to go up. So you would think, okay, BP, the oil price goes up by $10. BP just lifts the retail price by $10. It's not as simple as that, because people are saying what BP has been profiteering off is betting on the future price of oil. Firstly, you can have storage, right? So you can have BP, you can have stockpiles of oil that you bought at a low price. Now you can sell it at the higher price.
Okay.
And then you bet on futures, and oil is sold, it's called future contracts. It's because you can't get the oil today anyway. You can buy for 2 months' time, and then the oil's got to be transported to you, and it's a whole thing. And trying to figure out that price is important, but the big companies can buy when the price is low. So every time Trump says, there's going to be a ceasefire, there's going to be talks,
they climb in.
The price goes down, they climb in, and then the price goes up again, and they can sell it at the higher price. Now, that is not illegal, right? The price lands up being the price in terms of retail, and maybe they can be competitive. But environmental groups and poverty groups are saying these energy companies are profiteering off war at a time when customers are really under pressure. And we can talk about US President Trump even.
I saw this. Wasn't he... Recently, he came out now with a comment about, I forget what the name of the US oil companies, I want to say Chevron and ExxonMobil. He wants them to actually drop their prices.
Yes, he says they're making too much money. So he said that very recently. He says they should lower their prices, and he told reporters, I don't like it, and I should be the last one to say it because I'm a big free enterprise guy. But essentially, he's picking up on the fact that they are making higher prices and their profits are going up. So again, I don't know if it's because the oil price goes up $10 and then they lift the price by $11, or it's because of the futures contracts and things like that. But everybody can see from their profits that they are making a fortune. So now Chevron is this US company. It explores and extracts the oil. And remember, when prices are going up because of what's happening in the Gulf, the US exporters of crude oil, or even if they keep it in country, they can get the higher price because of what's going on in the Middle East, no matter how much it costs them to get it out the ground.
Supply and demand.
Exactly. Then they refine the oil. Big premium on refined oil, especially when there's concerns about a shortage. Then they go to retail and they market to the end customer. In America, they have Caltex, Texaco, and Chevron stations. So all the way along, there's ways to make money off the war. And we can't fully complain because some of us may be investors in Sasol, which is our own oil company in South Africa.
And we need to talk about them because the news today, and I see there hasn't been much comment formally on this, Sasol Secunda offices getting raided by the Green Scorpions.
Yes. So by the way, Sasol has been in Parliament talking about claims that they are disposing of hazardous waste in an unlawful way. There's a very old case. They were accused by a whistleblower of dumping waste into the Vaal River system, which is very important. And then the case went away in July. So there's speculation, and this is being reported today, that this raid for documentation by the MPA and the Green Scorpions is linked to that old case. Sasol, by the way, has said it's impossible. Their operations could not dump toxic waste into the Vaal River system, as this whistleblower alleges. But Sasol is certainly under the spotlight. We've all been smelling the sulfuric...
It's not just me.
No, it's the whole of Johannesburg. And ENCA has spoken to people. There is a smell in the air in Johannesburg. So I found a quote from the Centre for Research on Energy and Clean Air. This was in March when we had the same smell, and saying that the spikes strongly implicate the Sasol Secunda coal-to-liquids plant. Secunda is in Mpumalanga, so are 12 Eskom stations. And remember, South Africa has always had this balancing act. Do you enforce regulations for Eskom when it can't keep the lights on?
Yeah.
Or do you let it pollute? But I think in Johannesburg, I'm feeling the impact of pollution. So we cannot say definitely, but that's what that research centre said. It often implicates Sasol.
And I heard an interview recently as well from a climatologist, an expert in this, who was saying that the reason it's so particularly bad at the moment, because yes, it's up in Mpumalanga, but there's been a change in weather patterns, the way the wind moves.
Yes.
We don't normally get that downward effect of Mpumalanga reaching Johannesburg. It disappears before then. But there's been a change. It's either a low pressure system or a high pressure system. Somebody will know what it is. But it's shifted the winds, and it's literally blowing towards us, which is why it smells so awful at the moment.
It's horrible. It's horrible. We will follow this case with Sasol. Sasol, by the way, their share price has almost doubled this year because Sasol, again, makes synthetic fuel. So they take coal, dirty coal. It's always been a problem for them, but it was innovative when it was invented. They take coal and turn it into liquid fuel. And it has helped South Africa, not in terms of price, because you don't pay less at a Sasol station, but they supply about 30% of the fuel in South Africa. So at least it's a little bit of a buffer if there's a global shortage. So Sasol, on one hand, doing incredibly well, profiteering off war, that is a fact, but it's doing well, and maybe it can focus on its green energy with those sort of profits, but also under the spotlight today because of those claims around energy and around the smell in Johannesburg. The number of the day was 5.7 billion US dollars. That's about 93 billion rand, a cool 93 billion rand, the profits reported by British Petroleum, or BP.